We are less than a month away from the first shots being fired at the rescheduled RBC Heritage. We told you a couple of weeks ago when Steve Wilmot was with us that although there won't be any galleries to watch the players up close, might be one of the best fields for the Heritage ever. Tournament Director Steve Wilmot joining us remotely again. Let's start with what might be the really good news. You got a guy who's making his own announcements, which is terrific. And he's the number one player in the world, and he says he's coming. Rory McIlroy wants to play the first three events coming back. It'd be fun to have him.
Oh, absolutely. And, with him playing this past weekend, too, in that little skins game they had going on down at Seminole Club.
Right.
But, it's exciting, and it's great for the community. Rory hasn't been here in a while, but he made the announcement himself, which is great, and he's committed to play, and we look forward to seeing him in June along with a lot of other great players. That still very fluid. We're working with the tour with regards to announcements, and the tough part is some of these announcements that will be made is that good news, bad news. Good news is they're playing, and they're coming to Hilton Head Island and coming to the Sea Pines Resort and coming to Harbortown Golf Links, but for our locals, they can't come and watch them play. So, but it's great for the community, great for South Carolina to be back playing, and of course, the eyes in the sky to watch golf in Harbortown and Hilton Head Island, and it's great for all. So. It's an exciting time. It's a busy time right now as we still try to resolve what did not happen in April and what's going to happen in June. But we're working extremely hard, the entire staff, as well as our volunteers and trustees, and working with the community. And again, everyone needs to know that safety and health and well-being of all is still the number one concern here, and we're doing everything in our power to make sure we identify those areas, and working with this community, working with this town, working with the hospital, working with DHEC, working with Columbia, working with our town and local officials. It's truly a team effort, and I'm honored to be a part of that, and look forward to seeing something in June pretty special.
It's almost an even bigger, even though you don't have to worry about so much the fans and the logistics of getting people in and out of the place quite as much with the thousands that usually come. The circle of people you've got to deal with is every bit as big, if not bigger, isn't it?
Yeah, it's different from the standpoint of we're going to have a smaller group of volunteers. Yes, there's no concessions and skybox and bleachers and crowd pleasers and a lot of those other things that have been out there from concession booths and all too, but we still have a core group of volunteers. We're going to have security's going to be very present. The safety, we're going to do some double roping and all around the golf course for protection, for safety reasons, but also for social distancing and health reasons. But we also have to test the players as well as the caddies, as well as core or key staff, as well as volunteers. But then we'll be thermal testing everybody each and every day as well. And so it's a completely different feel, but there's a lot of extra work and different work involved. And our field's bigger. The interesting thing about our field is we're normally 132. We've expanded the field with the tour to 144 for the sake of getting more playing opportunities for PGA Tour professionals. But then our field currently stands at 146 because we had some past champions that are outside of the category, some older past champions, or I should say seniors, that are going to be playing with us as well. And as our field continues to get stronger, our field will continue to get bigger. And I wouldn't be surprised if we're somewhere closer to 150 by the time this is all said and done.
Wow. We will not hear, you're telling me we probably won't hear the 4 and 5 and 6 people a week that you guys generally have announced in the past. We'll probably get them all at once?
Yes, and there's a couple reasons for that. It is fluid. There is working with two different. We have a new field compared to the old field. We still have our exemptions that we've We've awarded 6 of them, but we still have 2 of those, so that comes into play. But it's, again, out of respect for the community too. Yeah. We feel bad. If there's anything we feel bad about, it's kind of the sake that people can't come out and enjoy the tournament. But we're all going to benefit from us being on air in June, and it's going to eventually be a win-win-win for everybody. We hopefully, by us doing this and being able to resolve some things with April, we'll be able to get our charitable programs back up and running, which is yet to be determined. And again, setting the table for us to be able to be in operations in 21 and beyond. And, that's this opportunity that was presented to us. It was, one thing I did learn is never say never. And when it came out to me, it was asked me about 10 days prior to the announcement. It was basically, yes is the answer, what's the question? And then all of a sudden we're like, okay, how are we going to make this happen? And working with the resort, people don't realize that all of a sudden you run into, people that have been maybe at the inn and at the hotel, at the resorts here on the island, the conditions of the golf course, and then what we're dealing with on an everyday basis with the coronavirus and things being shut down. So there was a lot of discussion, continues to be a lot of discussions, but we're in it together. We're going to pull through this together, and we've got this, but we got it together.
I'll let you get back to it. Thanks so much, Steve. We appreciate it. Steve Wilmot, Tournament Director and Executive Director of the Heritage Classic Foundation. Otherwise, we can get up and about coming up next.